Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a great show lined up, a couple of special guests here talking about their new venture in the outdoors, and we're going to share that with you. But first, let's do our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking at a high of 84 and a low of 75. Not much variance in that degrees right there, about 9 degrees. So that's going to be interesting. And the water temperature, 83.3. So it's hanging in there pretty high right now. Take a look at our river reading, brought to us by Sandhill Seafood up on Highway 77, just north of Bozeman. Good fresh seafood every day. Looking at Apalachicola, Bluntstown, we got a reading this morning of 8.8. We got a little bit of drop to it, but it's still high. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's really, all this rain we've had has affected it. It's just sort of staying up there. It's reading 8.6 this morning, so both rivers have almost the same reading, and both of them doing basically the same thing. It's going to be staying high, but it's not super high, but it's going to be some high water, looks like, for the weekend if you're doing some freshwater fishing off of the river system. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemeteries. We're looking at, that's right here on 23rd Street. We're looking at, the day is June the 14th, and you're looking at super tides today on into the weekend. So really good. If we get out of that rainy morning pattern, it's going to be some great morning fishing. The high tide is this morning at 9:43, and the low tide will be at 8:45. It's excellent fishing for summertime fishing the flats and all early in the morning. It's going to be excellent if we can, keep that rain out of here. Our marine forecast will be west-southwest. I get a kick out of the National Weather Service. Sometimes they'll say west-southwest at 9, and other times they say from 5 to 10. But I know it's the same thing. So if I say 5 to 10 or 9, this morning it's 9. So anyway, so that's going to be west-southwest. Let's take our break. We'll be right back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, folks. Our two special guests this morning, two former students, and it's easy to remember the name because it's Connor and Connor. All right, Connor Shaw, good morning, buddy.
Morning.
And Connor McLean.
Morning, Coach.
Good to see y'all today. These boys right here, they love the outdoors. They love to fish and all, and y'all tell the folks a little bit about yourself. I'll start with you, Connor McLean.
Well, my name's Connor McLean. I went to Mosley. I had Coach Chester's class. Outdoor Ed's the best class over at Mosley.
Okay.
So, I've lived here most of my life. I'm a military brat, but luckily I was one of the kids that got to stay here. So growing up, I was able to enjoy the area, and there's really no place like this where you can really go out to the beach if you want, stay in town, and hit the backwaters if you want to. And growing up, my nanny, her boyfriend at the time was Max Fleming, who has been around here for quite some time, and he really introduced me to the outdoors in the area. So from a young age, I remember being in kindergarten and going out deer hunting, going out to his dock and catching brim, catching bass, and so he really set a stone in my life that it's just kind of grown from.
Oh, that's a great background. Like I say, you started at a young age and all, and someone took you out there, and it sort of has triggered from here on out. You've always loved outdoors, I know, from that point on.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I can't imagine living life without it, to be honest.
Hi, Connor.
I'm Connor Shaw. I've lived here my whole life, and I've pretty much been in the outdoors ever since. Mm-hmm. Fishing and hunting all the time, but mostly bass fishing. So.
A lot of folks would remember your grandparents and your dad. Tell them about your family a little bit.
We do construction, and we all love to hunt and fish. Even my mom, she kills bigger deer and catches bigger fish than all of us. My brother got us into it, but pretty much that's.
What's the name of y'all's company?
American Sand.
American Sand. Y'all see
Yes,
those
sir.
trucks a lot. They do a lot of business around here. And ironically, Connor didn't know this right before he came on air. Way back in the day, when I had my summers off and trying to make some extra money, I got my real estate license and worked with his granddad in countywide real estate, and really enjoyed it. Got to know the family well. I've known his family way before he'd come around and all, but good folks there, and Bill Shaw and that family. So anyway, you sort of got a pretty. Tell us where you're working now.
Well, Coach, right now I'm working part-time over at Half Hitch Tackle on Thomas Drive.
Thomas Drive.
Yep, I've been there. I left for a little bit, but I came back, so I've been there for about 2 years total. So We've got everything you need over there,
you get to see a lot of outdoorsmen coming through there, don't you?
Yes, sir. I get to see all your captains, all your tourists, all your average fishermen coming through. So I get a little jumble of it all, but it's really nice. You get a lot of intel. You learn a lot if you listen, and you get to help people a lot. And there's nothing better for me than being able to help people with something that I truly take interest in myself.
Yeah. And one thing about Connor, his brother Michael, he's the one that made me that customized rod with the orange and green stripes on it. Someone stole from me, but
still looking for it.
Well, we all still looking for it. And by the way, I was thinking about this last night. I knew y'all were gonna be on. I was thinking about that rod because it was so special to me. His brother made it, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this on air. I'll give $100 reward for anybody to return it. But if you can find out who took it and they will get a conviction, I'll give you $500. That's how.
Here we go.
I'm serious. That just really still irritates me. Someone take someone's fishing rod out of all of them to take. But anyway, get back to more positive things. What's y'all's favorite kind of outdoor activities? Connor, what do you enjoy doing?
I love to bass fish.
Bass fishing.
That's it. Yes, sir.
What kind of boat do y'all have?
We have a couple of boats, actually. We have a G3, a duck boat that we do most of our fishing off of.
Yeah.
But we also have bought some bass buggies, little bitty bass boats, and just for getting into the smaller spots.
That's interesting.
Little two-mans.
That's interesting. Those G3s are good boats, aren't they?
They are.
I have yet to talk to somebody that has a G3 that does not like it.
I love them. I love them.
And you don't see a lot of use them for sale either. And,
well, they're perfect, especially for the area up here where we've got all these cypress trees and all the grass. You know, you have all that flooded timber, and there's stumps everywhere. If you go out into Deer Point, or if you're getting out into some of these areas where there's cypress, you don't want to be taking, your fiberglass hull over there. So, taking the aluminum boat really helps. You don't want to put holes in the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. And I was up at Harsh Marine yesterday and I talked to Bubba on the phone, and he can't keep them in stock up there at Harsh Marine. I'm serious. They're fine boats. Okay, now what they've done, they put their heads together and came up with this idea. And I just, when Connor sent me on a text on it, I said, this is a great idea. I said, I wonder why somebody hadn't done this, because I've been just a matter of time before someone does it. So we're going to take a break and come back and talk about what these boys are up to. All right, welcome back. Sitting here with Connor McLean and Connor Shaw. And these boys have loved the outdoors and done outdoors their whole life. And tell us about this little idea y'all put together and all.
Well, Coach, we've been collaborating, doing a lot of fishing lately, and he's kind of my outdoor partner. We do everything together, and I was telling him one day about how working at Half Hitch, I have so many people come in and they always want to freshwater fish, which you don't think of. When people think of Panama City, Florida, you think of the beach, you think of the saltwater fishing, but there's actually a lot of people that want to freshwater fish, and I was, thought on it, and he mentioned the idea too, and so I was like, why don't we capitalize on this? So we decided we'd put together our own freshwater guide service, and we call it Green Water Expeditions. And so we're both pretty successful fishermen in the area. We kind of got it down. We fish public waters. If you want to go to Deer Point, if you want to hit the river, we can do that. But we also have access to over 500 acres of, private waters that we manage. We're up there 4 or 5 days a week, 5 o'clock in the morning, scouting, making sure we know where the fish are so we can be successful, and getting out there, bass, panfish, anything you really want to do. And so.
Now, this is something, you start to think about it, this is a brilliant idea for this area. I know we have some freshwater guides and do some things and all, but these boys have access not just to public property, but private ponds and all, so y'all can run the whole gamut.
Yes.
And y'all put it together, and you don't have to, a lot of people, these guys, you have to travel up Lake Seminole or Lake Eufaula to get a good day of bass fishing. You really got to go to those areas right there, or hit the lower end of Apalachicola. That's got to be just right to hit the river fishing. So this is a great idea. When you told me about it, I said, you're going to do well on this. So what's your name it?
Green Water Expeditions.
Green water, okay. We got blue water out in a big pond, you got green water up here on the land. So I thought that was a good way to do it and all. And tell us about the boats you're going to be fishing out of.
We fish out of G3 aluminum boats. Pretty much, they're just 16-foot long, and they're duck boats mostly.
Okay, the regular duck boats, but also little bass buggies. You mentioned about those. Tell us about those.
Yes, sir. We got they're about 8.5 foot long and about 4.5 foot wide. So the alligators won't mess with you. But pretty much, they can slip into smaller spots in the G3, and a lot of times we'll find big fish in just flowing water with the small creeks and whatnot to get into.
What size of motors on those?
We have a 4-horse and a 2.5
4 horse and 2.5. That's
Yes,
like the
sir.
old days back when. That's how we started, little 3 horses, and then we made a whole full cycle back to those small motors and all. That's interesting.
Yes, sir.
What do you take? Half-day trips, whole day? How do y'all do it?
Really, whatever you want to do. So if you want to customized. If you want to do a 4-hour trip, that's usually either a morning or an evening. We can do that. We'll go out. We want to get you on the fish, so a lot of times it's going to go over that. But also, if you want to do full day, we can do that. We can break for lunch. If you want to shoot skeet, you want to do something midday, we're more than.
Oh, you can shoot skeet?
Oh yeah, we're more than able to do that, especially being on the private lands like that. Really, it's whatever you want to do.
This land is like in Washington, Northern Bay County, a lot of that land and different.
Yes, sir. Washington County, mostly Washington County, but Bay County as well, and outskirts of it.
I know. I used to. I remember your dad a long time ago. They used to be excavating. They'd be making ponds and all. I guess y'all got those ponds all fixed up now.
Yes, sir.
A long time ago, he was digging those out.
Yes, sir. We've actually done a little bit of that ourselves and customizing, putting structure in, and
working with the machines and putting the bottom just the way we want it. So, getting everything right. So we've got our structure. We've got
feeders
able to watch the fish, good quality fish, and just manage everything to make it just right.
So you are feeding them and all that, so they're going to be healthy then. And you got circulation and air, water movement and all. And
yes, sir. We got a lot of big fish.
And a lot of those places too, they're naturally spring fed, underground springs and all.
A lot of them get really deep in some spots as well.
Yeah.
So, but that's the nice thing about us doing a lot of this work and a lot of just digging with the excavators and managing and getting everything just right, is that what we want to do is make our trip different. Everybody's got to have their special trip. What makes yours special? Well, anybody can go out and catch a fish on the lake. If you get the right guide or you have the experience, you can go out and do it. But we want to be able to give people those lunkers, those quality fish, which is what we truly enjoy chasing. Since January 1st, we've gotten 6 fish over 10 pounds.
Say that again.
Since January 1st, 2018, we've caught over 6 fish, 10 pounds.
And folks, if you bass fish, that 8-pound goal is always up there, but that 10-pound, usually once in a lifetime. And y'all already done 6 since January.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Probably a dozen over 8.
A dozen over 8. So, we talked about these boys about bringing them on the show and all. I knew them for a long time. I knew they were sincere in their love of the outdoors, is number one. And I know they're good boys, and I know and when they put together something like this, they're going to be very conscientious about it, and they're going to want to please the customer. That's why I want them to come on the show and talk about it, because I know a lot of y'all out there like to bass fish, and like I say, you don't have that opportunity a lot.
Exactly.
And you go in and when do y'all do top water, worms, or how do y'all fish?
Depends where the fish are.
Yeah.
Depends on the weather. There's 100 questions that go into it every single day.
Yeah, every day different.
How we're going to attack after them.
Yeah.
But
we'll find them eventually. If we don't have them, right there, we'll find them.
And that's the beauty of bass fishing. Sort of like a combining sort of hunting and then you're fishing, and then hunting for them and then fishing.
Yes,
you
sir.
keep looking for them and all. And I guess y'all keep up old Drew Benton, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Drew's done real well, hasn't he?
He has just won the Texas Cup. Congrats to him.
Yeah,
so.
We had him on the show not too long ago, and all. He had a $100,000 check, but he won't give me a cut of it. He said he'd already spent most of it. But anyway, get back. We're going to put your numbers across the screen and let people get a hold of you and all. And we're going to, before we do anything else, though, I promise you folks, we're going to do a Father's Day drawing this week. And we've already done 1 or 2. We're going to do another one. So Connor, can you reach around, see that rod and reel back there? Can you reach that without falling off your chair? All right, hold up that rod and reel. Tell us, okay, what we got there? Ugly stick, what kind of, all right. Okay, we're gonna give that away.
Looks like we got a Shakespeare right here.
Nice Shakespeare, a nice outfit right there. And a bucket, is there a bucket over there too?
There's a bucket.
Okay, and this bucket, folks, this bucket's got caps in it, a Shakespeare cap, a pen, long sleeve shirt, Jeff Peck's video, okay, and then all kind of, just trust me, all kind of, another coffee cup, all kind of outdoor stuff, all right? So we're gonna sit this right here, and now we're going to draw. Connor Shaw, I'm gonna let you do the drawing. All right. We're gonna draw one name. Now, it's got to be a male name, okay? Don't draw a female out of here.
Oh.
The female, we're just gonna put it back, because we did this here Mother's Day, and we kept. All right, so try to pick out a male name. Let's see who's gonna win this big gift from Panhandle Outdoors. All right, go ahead and see who that is.
Paul Bing.
Paul Bing, and where's he from?
Southport.
Paul Bing from Southport. You're the winner of this drawing right here. Congratulations, and we'll try to do one more drawing tomorrow. So let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back with Connor Shaw and Connor McLean of Greenwater Expeditions. We're going to put your phone number across here. Let me you're talking about Father's Day coming up. I know this is coming on real close to Father's Day, but can people call you and maybe get a gift certificate or something like that and just arrange, and then they can set up a trip whenever they want to?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure that wouldn't be any problem. Y'all
Yes,
flexible?
sir. Give us a call and we'll work it out. We'll be able to get you going.
Be a great Father's Day gift now. A guided bass fishing trip locally with guaranteed 10-pounder. No, just kidding on the guaranteed 10-pounder, but they've caught 6 since January. And how many 8-pounders?
A dozen.
A dozen 8-pounders. That's great. Okay, a couple things. Let me get a couple of pictures here. Get caught up on this. Now listen, talk about that boat raffle. They've extended the deadline to win this boat. It's a $100 donation. I'm going to sell 800 tickets, and this is a Rotary Club. And the tickets, that boat, face value $51,000. Those boats are expensive now, aren't they?
They are.
There's in the lower hand corner, list price, $51,984. So you can win it for $100. So that's the Emerald Coast Rotary Club and good folks over there raising money for a good cause. Picture here sent to us from Howard Creek, our buddy Bo Rollins. This is true Howard Creek style. I love this. Nice afternoon kill. Off the porch, wild and free. Our coyote he was on the back porch, and Bo and his Miranda and River and all them live down there, and they have area woods behind their house. They just shot a coyote off the back porch. That's how they're doing it. I love that. One more picture here. Hey, Coach, just wanted to share a photo from our annual fishing trip with Billy Archer. He and Bam always provide us with an awesome adventure. The NSWC crew, we do it every year, just like you. Thanks for your show and all the valuable information you guys provide. Regards, Jay Atkins. And Jay, thank you for sending that. And that is a good trip right there. Some grouper and some nice red snapper. And have you guys been able to go snapper fishing yet? Or
No, sir.
Y'all been too busy?
My dad went the other day, and they went out and caught a lot of snapper and grouper and even some scamp. So.
Oh, cool.
We got to eat that last night.
He wouldn't take you with him, or somebody has to stay and work?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's how it happens.
No, he went with his friend, but they had a good time.
Yeah.
You don't get snapper season off working at half pitch.
Oh, you don't get snapper season?
Well, we do, but we're there the majority of the days. We get really busy, so I got to spend most of the time. Hopefully one of these days I get to go out, though, while we got the season.
Yeah. And again, we're talking about that's the beauty of this area. You can run out today and catch snapper, run there tomorrow and catch a bass.
Yes, sir.
All within.
There's really nowhere else, not many other places around the country that you can do that.
That's awesome and all. Also, announcement, I got a call yesterday from Greg Williams. Remember the Shriners putting on the rodeo? Well, 2 weeks ago, we had them on the show, and it's a great fundraiser for all the good things to do at the Shriners Club. Well, they had to cancel it 2 weeks ago at the fairgrounds because of the weather. It's rescheduled for this weekend now. Friday night and Saturday will be the same rodeo that they were going to have 2 weeks ago. So Greg called me, wanted me to announce it today and tomorrow. The rodeo is on for this weekend. Our thunderstorms have all been coming in the morning, so keep that pattern going. We'll be good in Friday night and Saturday night at the rodeo. So keep that in mind too. Good fundraiser. All right, let's do some fishing tips, okay? Let's talk about what are some secret ways or some of y'all's fishing secrets that are not really so much too secret. Connor, how do you like to catch a bass?
Flowing water a lot. I like water that, especially after a big rain, just finding where it flows and
feeding into it?
Yes, sir. They'd like to sit behind, a piece of structure and come out and eat whenever the bait flows through. So.
Because that's fresh food coming through there and everything.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And it's moving off. That's good. All right.
Throwing spinner baits probably in whatever you can throw pretty much in that.
You like the morning or afternoon bite?
I like it all.
That's a good answer.
Yes, sir.
Anytime.
All right, Connor.
I like to focus on the structure a lot of times. A lot of the stuff, when I get out onto a lake, I get onto a pond, anywhere, I like to really look and try to put myself, being able to imagine, not just the tree I see over there, but what's it look like underneath the water. Really trying to understand what's down there, if it's going to be able to hold a fish, if it's going to be a good ambush point for a fish. So a lot of your biggest fish they're going to be the king of the hill, and they're going to pin themselves up on some structure. And like he said, after a good rain, like the storm we had yesterday, you've got all that runoff, you've got fresh critters coming off of the banks, you've got the bait fish flowing, and they're coming. A lot of those fish are going to set up right behind structure. They're going to go head on straight into the flow, and pitching a bait out, something like a weighted worm, just letting it dangle. you can usually be really successful, and that's how both of us have caught many of our big fish. So I've got to agree with him on that.
That's a very, very valid point, very good point there. And we're in an area, you know, we have some legendary bass fishermen here, you know. So many people caught some really big bass and all, but most of the time they're going to Eufaula or Seminole. But they're like I say, there's some around here too.
There is. There's really a lot around here. And people, believe it or not, we've in the last few years probably caught 30 or 40 fish, you know, at the 8 to 10 pound range, and there's nowhere else.
There's plenty of them.
I've seen you can do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Overlooked. That's how I'd like to do it. That's how I describe the area. It's very overlooked for its bass fishing.
Yeah. Also, now, are you talking about adding some duck hunts and all later on? I know you mentioned that later with you guys. Are y'all going to do that later on? I know
we think
it might
so.
be early.
We think so. We got a couple tricks up our sleeve, a couple ideas and some stuff we've talked about. Yeah, but we think we'd like to offer duck hunts. You know, with the waters that we're working, we also have the ability to get after some good woody holes too. So
yeah,
and we're pretty successful doing that. We did a lot of duck hunting this past year, so that's probably our two things. When we're not duck hunting, we're bass fishing one time of the year or the other. So we'd like to get other people involved, show people that sport, and get them out there.
And they're not just talking either, because on social media, I see the pictures, and when they post them, and all, I say, well, you know, that's a good hunt right there. Now, y'all really good about letting us know what's going on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's some great testimonials. And when I found out they were doing this, I said they're just natural for this. And I want to wish you the best. We're going to start winding it down now, but we got your number across the screen, and they can touch base with you.
And they can check and see our photos. If they want to see our big fish, they want to see some of the ducks and stuff we do, you can add us on Instagram at Greenwater Expeditions. You can also find us on Facebook that way.
Okay, good point there.
That's a good place to go and see some of the videos we've put together, some of the pictures that we do.
And they're going to send me some more pictures, and I'll be able to show them in a couple of days. We'll show you some pictures of some of the big bass they've caught. But you know, good guys doing some good things. You know, make our outdoors a wonderful place, and I know y'all enjoy it.
Thank you, Coach.
Y'all got to go to work, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Well,
we got to go catch some fish.
Well, somebody's got to go fishing, so Jeff and I are going fishing, but while y'all go to work. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors, folks. Give these guys a call and enjoy that trip you have. Do something good today for your fellow man. Have a great day in outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.